Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, it's a bit of technical gremlins, won't it? Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all well. It's what day is it today? Friday the what? Is it the 14th? Friday the 14th of March. Yeah, it is the 14th. Friday the 14th of March, and it's week 29 predictions. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. I hope that everybody is well wherever you may be in the world. And we have a lot to cram in. In today's show. I'm just checking to see what we got. Right, so people are hitting the like button, which is good to see. Right, let me say hello to a few of you. First of all, Adrian will be here or there or thereabouts because he was on Talk and Ball earlier, so I'm not sure. He said he had to go and do something, so he may be here, he may be not, but I'm going to say good afternoon to you anyway, Adrian. Big John has popped in and said, I'll put my predictions later, Jose, mate, and I'll hit the like button, peeps. Mr. Belcher, Sir Rob's here. He says, is it that time already? Good afternoon, fellow L tellers. Good afternoon to you, Sir Rob. I hope you're well. Day's popped in and says, wishing everyone well. I hate to love you and leave you, but it's time for me to sleep. I'll do my predictions later. Deki Karudevsky, over and out. Nice one, Dekaru. Take care of yourself, mate. Take care of yourself. Then you've got Ronnie's here, says, big up, Jose. Good afternoon, Ronnie, sir. Hope you're well. Paige is here, says, afternoon, peeps. Good afternoon, Paige. I hope you are well. The Wiz is here, says, hi, Jose, in chat. Good afternoon, Lee. I hope you're well, sir. And then we've got the lovely Jess. The lovely Jess says, afternoon all. Good afternoon, Jess. I hope you're well. Hope you're well. Richard here says, hi, Jose. Good afternoon, Richard. I hope you're well. Archer is here, says, good afternoon, Jose, in chat. Good afternoon, Archer. Again, another one. I hope you're well. Jimmy H. God, Jimmy. Jimmy's here. Says, big up everyone from a rainy and thundery Spain. You're in Spain, Jimmy. You must be on holiday. Whereabouts are you in Spain? You're not in my part of the country, in the northwest, because it always rains in the northwest. But I hope the weather improves if you are away on holiday or if you're over there for a while. Hope the weather improves for you. I'm sure it will. We are talking about Spain and not England after all. Christopher is here, says, hi all in the chat. Good afternoon, Christopher. Carl from Leafy Kent, the Garden of England, says, good afternoon, Jose, and everyone in the chat. Hope you're well, Carl. Nita, hello, Nita. Nita's here, says, hi, Jose, in the chat. Good afternoon, Nita. Again, I hope you and the family are well. Ryan G. Mr. Ryan, good afternoon, Ryan. I hope you are well, sir. I hope you're well. And then we have Neil. Hello, Jose. Good to be in the chat today. Good afternoon, Neil. I hope you are well. Good afternoon to you. Nice to see you. Destiny Tinkle. Destiny Tinkle's here. Good afternoon, Destiny. Destiny's coming back to do some damage. He's been away for a few weeks or for a while, but Destiny's coming back to do some damage. Destiny's coming back to gain points and climb up that table. So beware, Destiny has been stirred. David Clark's here. DC says hi to everyone in the chat. Good afternoon to you, DC. Young Finn is here. Says big up Jose in the chat. Good afternoon, Young Finn. I hope you're well, sir. I hope you're well. And I hope your studies are going well as well. And then we have the lovely Graham. Graham says, afternoon, Jose. I hope you're well, sir. Hi to all in the chat. Good afternoon to you. Mira quién es. Good morning, my homies. And it is morning in America. Good morning to you, Senor Leo Díaz. Buenos días to Leo. Costa Blanca, you're in, Jimmy. Okay. How much longer are you going to be there for? Are you there for a while or you just got there? However long you're there for, I hope that the weather does turn for you, my friend. And you have, I need to make up points this week. Mr. Few says Leo. And look at that. You can, Neil has become a member again. Nice one, Neil. Thank you very much for becoming a member. If anyone else wants to do what Neil's done, the member link is pinned into the chat. With that being said, we've got quite a few of you in already. I think I've said hello to everyone. We shall start. So this week, there are only 8 Premiership games, right? And because there are only 8 Premiership games, we will cover the 8 Premiership games. And because we normally do 14 games a week, we do 4 bonuses. What I've done, I should have changed the title really. It's 6 bonus games that I've done because there's only 8 Premiership games. Am I able to change that? I don't know whether I'm, yeah, look at that. Let's change that to 6. So there's still 14 games that we're going to do today, guys. There's still 14 games that we're going to do today. Just that there's 8 Premiership, and then I've picked another 6 to do as well. So what we'll do is, why don't we crack on? And why don't we just get started? Neil says, just spotted it hadn't sorted the subscription, so it's sorted now. It says that you are subscribed and you've become a member again. So it does say that. There it is, Neil, just to confirm to you. And Jimmy says that he's home tomorrow, unfortunately. Oh, well, and look who's here. Alan. Alan, good morning to you, sir. I hope you're well, Alan. I haven't seen you in a while. I know that you weren't well. I hope that you're recovered. And I hope you're feeling much, much better. And nice to see you here. Nice to see you here. So, yeah, they're confirming, Neil, you have become a member again. All right, just to let you know. And as I said, anyone that's wishing to become a member, it is pinned into the member. Sorry, it is pinned into the chat. Right, let's start with the first game of the weekend. First game of the weekend for you guys is Everton versus West Ham. I'm going to mute myself a minute because my wife just walked through the door. But carry on, Everton versus West Ham. I'll be a couple of seconds. I am plugging in your scores as I'm looking at them and I will read them out. Right, I'm down to Destiny 5 and he's gone in with a 1-1 draw. So let's put Destiny in there with 1-1. I then have Jimmy, who's after that? Graham as 1-1. Right, so we've got Graham in at 1-1. Then we have Jimmy H at 2-0. Jimmy H at 2-0. Where's Jimmy H? He was further up last week. There he is. 2-0 for Jimmy H. And then we have a 2-1 for Carl. Mr. Simpson, 2-1.
I've done this before.
Right, I've got Archer at 2-1. Leo. So there's a few people that we missed last week. I'm having to find and add, and Leo is another one. I found Alan, and I found Destiny 5. So Leo's 1-2. Right, so I've got Leo at 1-2. Finn at 0-1. Finn 0-1. 0-1. Nick says he'll put him in after the show. Neil says, excellent, Jose. I've only just finished because my bank card says, good afternoon, Paul. Good morning, Peter. We've jumped from Paul's afternoon to Peter's morning. Peter, I hope you are well. If you're doing these, Paul, this is the first game, because I'm doing. Neil says, Tool. Was you here last week, Neil? I think you might have left yours on the stream. You did. 2-2 for Neil. And then I have the doctors in the house. Gus is here, the doctor, the GP, and the doctor says 1-0. So let me find the doctor. Where's the doctor? The doctor's down there. He's gone for 1-0. And then I have Paul G at 2-1. Morning all, just woke up. We'll send them out after the stream, says Mr. Shear. Fair enough. That's your call. Paige says 2-0. Right, so if I call out your name, I've got your scores. So I've got Graham, Archer, Jimmy H, Christopher, Page, Ronnie, Lee, DC, Rob, Belcher, Jess, Finn, Adrian, Richard, the Doctor, Paul G, Nita, Neil, Destiny 5, Alan, and Leo. If I'm missing anyone, you need to let me know. Now, for the rest of the people that I haven't got, this is when I'm going to... Drula's not here. That's quite a surprise. Drula's normally here. So I'm going to put Drula out of the show for the time being. So now is when I do my mix and matching, which you're going to have to bear with me a second for. Darren's not here at the moment. So I'm going to have to move Darren away. So Darren, I'll move out now. Anyone that's just joining, this is the first game. Right, so I've got Ronnie, Wiz, and DC. I'm going to add them, right, because they're here. Right. Johnny is saying 1-3. So Johnny's here as well. Let me just add Johnny's score. Johnny is 1-3. Johnny is 1-3. Now I've got to find where Johnny is in this list. Right, there he is. So I've got Johnny 1-3. 1-3 for Johnny. So Johnny is in. Right, so I've got no Potato and no Ellie. So let me cut out the Potato and Ellie. And then I've got Colin B is not here at the moment, so I'm going to cut Colin B out. Right, so Colin B. Right, and then we've got, who we've got? Rob Belcher's definitely here. So let me add Rob up, move Rob up the table or up the spreadsheet. Jess is here, so she can move up the spreadsheet. Right, we've got Jess here. We then have Ryan G. I don't know. I thought Ryan was here, but I haven't had a score. Have I had a score from Ryan? Let me have a look. Good afternoon, Graham. Ryan normally gives... Ryan's gone to 2-1, so Ryan's in at 2-1. Right, Ryan, Finn, and Adrian are all here, so add them into it. Ryan, Finn. So Adrian. Right, let me just go further down just in case I'm missing anyone. Right, Dan Coys. I'm not sure where he's at the moment, so put him out. Right, I don't think I've seen since Johnny anybody else add anything in. Just moving people around. Gus and Paul G are here. But quite a few people missing at the moment, which, you know, at the end of the day, they can leave them after the stream. Nita is here. Nige is here. Good afternoon, Nige. Yeah, no worries at all, mate. After the stream will be fine. Nige, I hope you and the family are well, sir. Just adding these people into the show now. Who else have got? We've got 3 more people to add there. So I'm going to move him down to there. I'm moving to there. That's it. And that'll give me 3 spots. So Destiny, Alan, and Leo into the show. Right. So just to verify the people that I have at the moment. If I don't read your name out, it's because I haven't got and I haven't seen anything from you. So, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, the easiest way is to bring all these up, and then it's easy for me. So I will have some players that are not in there. Hey, Potato. First game, mate. If you get your scoring now, you're in the first game. I'll move you up, Potato, because I just took you out of the show because you weren't here. Now I've got to find you again. The Potato. Potato. Right, there's a potato there. Right, this is the first game, Potato. So if you want to get it in, you get it in now. Right, the potato's gone for 2 Everton West Ham, 2-1 to the top. It's a 2-1 for the potato. Right, so right, I think I'm ready, and I've done everyone and I've moved everyone around. So I just want to confirm this. Right, if I don't read out your name now, then it means I haven't received a result from you or I haven't seen one, and I will move on. All right. So just a quick one from top to bottom. I've got Graham, Archer, Jimmy, Carl, Christopher, Paige, Ronnie, Lee, DC, Rob, Jess, Ryan, Finn, Adrian, Johnny, Richard, Gus, Paul, Nita, Neil, Destiny, Alan, Leo, Potato. They're the only ones that I've got, and I'm going to move on. My score prediction for this game, Everton versus West Ham, I'm going to go 2-0. 2-0. That's my prediction for that game. Right, moving on to game number 2. Other than that, other people have said they're going to leave it in the chat, which is fine after the show. Right, Ipswich versus Nottingham Forest, please, people. Give me Ipswich versus Nottingham Forest, please. And the first person in is I've got is Wiz, and Wiz is coming in with a 1-2. Chris Peters. Good afternoon, Chris. I hope you're well. Chris, are you going to take part? We've missed you on this. I know that you're going to say, yeah, but I haven't taken part in a while. But Chris Peters, you currently sit on 130 points. And we believe that if you start playing, Chris, others may not want you to play because you overtake them. But Chris, I believe that you can break the 300 points if you start playing again. So you're more than welcome to join in, Chris. You're more than welcome. But nice to see you, mate. So it's a 1-2 for the Wiz. Let me go back up. Christopher says 1-3. And then after that, I've got a 1-2 for Adrian. 1-2. I then have a 1-2 for Ronnie. Ronnie. Where's Ronnie? Ronnie's up here somewhere. There he is. 1-2 for Ronnie. And then I have a 0-2 for Graham. 0-2 for Graham. Jess with a 1-3. I then have Leo with a 1-3. Leo, 1-3 for Leo. A 1-3 for Leo. I have a 0-2 for Archer. So this is Ipswich versus Nottingham Forest. So Archer's going 0-2. Carl Simpson's gone 1-3. People on X, if you want to come and join in and join the fun and come and play just come over to YouTube, subscribe, and you can be in. In the description, you've got the games. There's a reminder for everyone that plays them. Predict the Prem. I think the first game is at 3 o'clock tomorrow, so you've got to make sure you do your scores for Predict the Prem by 3. And obviously, with Fantasy Football League, with the Fantasy, it will probably close off by about, I'd say you'd have to get your teams changed and anything you want to do in by 1 o'clock. Remember, there's no Liverpool, there's no Villa, there's no Newcastle, and I think there's no Palace this weekend. So their points won't count if you've got any players from them teams in your lineup. Richard's gone 1-3. And then we have a 1-2 for DC. 1-2. And then we have a 1-2 for Finn. This 1-2 is gaining traction, isn't it? 1-2 for Finn. Let me find Finn. Where's Finn? There's Finn there. 1-2 for Finn. And then I have a 0-3 for Alan. Alan, 0-3. And then I have Johnny at 1-3. Johnny, so 1-3. I then have, who else we got? Jimmy says 0-3. Jimmy's on a 0-3. I then have Ryan at 0-2. Yes, Ellie, just join in. You've only missed one game before this one. Ryan says 0-2. Potato says 1-2. 1-2 for Potato. Then I have Destiny says 0-3. Let's see if we can get Chris Peters to play. 0-3 for Destiny. I have a 1-2 for Neil. 1-2 for Neil. I have a 0-2 for Paul G. 0-2 for Paul G. This is the second. Everton 2-1, says Ellie. That was the first game, wasn't it? So Ellie's going 2-1 in the first game. Let me just find Ellie. And I think it's a good morning to Mikey Romero as well, who's here. Good morning to you, Mikey. So I need to find Queen Ellie. Oh, where's Queen Ellie gone? Because I had to move her because she wasn't here. There's Ellie down there. So I need to bring in Ellie. And I need to bring in Mikey R. Right, where's Mikey R? I moved him out of the way as well because he wasn't here. Mikey Romero is down there. Cut. Put Mikey Romero into the show. Right, so I've got 1-1. Chris Peters is 2-1. Hold on, Chris, you're flying. I've only got to the second game, Chris. Let me find your name, Chris, and add you because I know that you've played before. So I would have Chris Peters' name. Save. There it is. Mr. Mighty Chris Peters. Let me get Chris into the show. Right, Chris is in. And I think Chris is saying 2-1. And he says 1-2. Right, I'll take your first two, Chris. 2-1 and 1-2, because that's where we're at. Mikey R is saying 1-3, 2-2 and 1-3. So 2-2 for Mikey and 1-3. The doctor, Gus, is saying 0-2. So 0-2. And that means Paige is 0-3. Was Paige one of the ones I was missing? Yeah. 03 to page. And I think Sir Rob is the only person that I can't see at the moment out of the players that have just joined. Let me see if I can go back and look if I can find Sir Rob's. As I said, there's a delay sometimes between StreamYard and YouTube. So let me have a look. So Rob, did you go for 2-1? So Rob's gone for 2-1. Right. So I believe that at the moment I've got everyone's scores, unless there's anyone new. I've got everyone's scores. Yep, I have. I'm also going to go with you, Sir Rob. I'm going to go for a surprise 2-1 to Ipswich over Nottingham Forest. I've got to do something different to Graham, and I've got to do something different to Dan if he plays again. The third game of the week is Manchester City versus Brighton, please, people. Man City, Brighton. What say you, the crowd? All right, so we've got Lee's in with a 2-2, and Christopher's gone in with a 2-2. So a Desmond or a Daigle, however we look at it. A Daigle is come in for, oh, I'm flying now. Hold on, there we go. For Christopher, so I didn't know who the second person was. It just escaped my mind. That's a 2-2. Then we have Nita says 1-0 to Man City. So 1-0 to Man City for Nita. And then we have a 3-2 for Carl. 3-2 for Carl. And then we have a 3-1 for Ryan. 3-1 for Ryan. I have a 3-1 for Richard. So Man City to beat them 3-1 is Richard's prediction. The next prediction we have is Graham at 2-0 for Graham. And then we have Mikey Romero also at 2-0. 2-0 for Mikey. And then we have, who we got after that? We got Alan at 1-2. Alan's going for the away victory at 1-2. Right, so that's Alan. Rob at 2-1. So Rob, 2-1. Where's Mr. Rob Belchin's up here? 2-1. Then we have the Potato says 3-0. Potato. He says 3-0. And then we have, oh, Jess hiding. Her score's hiding from me. Jess says 2-1. Jess, 2-1. Paul G says 2-1. Paul G. Paul G. Jimmy says 3-1. Johnny says 3-2. 3-2 for Johnny. DC says 2-0. DC says 2-0. Archer is saying 3-1. Archer, 3-1. Who else we got there? Who else? Here we go. We got some more people coming through. We've got 2-2 for Leo. Leo is 2-2. Chris Peters is 2-1. I see you, Chris. Just come in there. That's got ya. Ronnie says 2-1. Ronnie says 2-1. I think Neil is also going for a 2-1. 2-1 Neil. Then we have Paige at 1-2. Paige 1-2. I then have Ellie at 1-0. Ellie 1-0. I then have, do I have one for Destiny? I haven't seen Destiny. The doctor says 3-0. Right, so the doctor's got the 3-0. I then have, I can see Adrian putting a score in at 2-1. Finn is also did 2-1. 2-1 for Finn as well. Am I just missing? I think it's just Destiny, but it could well be, as I said, sometimes there is a delay. So I will go back up and look for Destiny 5. Right, there is no score there for Destiny that I can see. No, I'm missing a score from Destiny. Now, having a look at what everyone's putting in there, I can only go 1 or 2 scores. I can only go 3-0 or 4-0. What am I going for? I'm going to go 4-0. I've got to go something different to Graham, so I'm going for 4-0 to Man City. Destiny 5, you have missed out on this score, mate. If you are still listening, you'd have to put your score in for that game afterwards. We are swiftly moving on to the next game, and the next game is Southampton versus Wolves. Oh, Destiny's gone 2-1. Right, Destiny, I've got you. The next game is Southampton versus Wolves, please, people. Chris Peters is coming first. So Chris Peters is beating everyone to the punch and says 1-1 for this game. 1-1 for Chris P. And then we've got a 1-3 for Carl. I then have a 2-1 for Adrian. 2-1 for Adrian. 2-1 Southampton, 2 Wolves, 1 for Adrian. A 1-2. Rob is predicting a 1-2. Who else do we have here? 1-2 for Rob. A 0-2 for Graham. 0-2 for G. A 1-2 for Nita. Nita 1-2. A 0-2 for the Wiz. The Wiz 0-2. Alan says 2-1. Alan is a 2-1. I then have Richard at 2-2. Richard at 2-2. After Richard at 2-2, we have Destiny at 1-2. Destiny 1-2. Johnny at 0-2. Johnny going for 0-2. A 1-1 for DC. 1-1 for DC. I have no Cunha. No, Cunha's out, I think, still. Jimmy H. Jimmy's going for a 1-2. Leo 1-2. Leo 1-2. The Potato says 0-3 and come on Ryan. United and Rangers to the next round, so that's good, Potato. Mainly watch the darts. 1-2 for Neil. Yeah, my mate who I play with and who's a champ at our club down here is got knocked out by Littler in the semis. Rob Cross. So Rob Cross is my mate, and he's our local champ down here, and he was beaten by Luke the Nuke in the semis after he had done Dobie 6-2. Archer 1-2. Archer 1-2. 0-1 for Ryan. 0-1 for Ryan. Big Daniel is here. Right. Dan Coys. We're missing Dan Coys. Dan, the man. Add Dan to the show because Dan, like a good lad, has added all 4 scores in one go. So I don't have to, because I'm not rolling back today because I won't roll back anymore because I've got other things to do football wise. 1-0, 1-2. Does that say 2-0 and 1-2? 2-0 and then 1-2. And then we have Mikey Romero. I can see coming in with a 1-3. I think I did Ryan already. Right, what we got has been Paul G 1-1. Everyone else is saying hello to each other. Paul G 1-1. Read between Yeah, Rob, he'll get it right, and when he does, he'll pummel people. He's been getting good averages, just hasn't been getting over the line in some of them. Right, I am missing a hatful of scores here. I need to go back and look because, as I said, there could be a slow turn, but I can't see Queen Ellie, the Doctor, Jess, and Ronnie at the moment. So let me go back and check, because as I said, it could always be. Christopher is going for a 0-2. So when I first started looking down the list, it wasn't there. Now it's there. Right, who am I looking for? Ronnie, Jess, and the Doctor, and Queen Ellie. Ronnie, Jess, the Doctor, Queen Ellie. Ronnie, Jess, the Doctor, and Queen Ellie.
Following you, don't wait on them.
Jess is coming in with a 1-3. So I'm missing Ronnie and the Doctor. So Ronnie and the Doctor I'm missing. The scores from you both. I'm going back looking again. I can't see. The Doctor's got a pink moniker and I can't see that. And Ronnie's got the Tottenham badge. And I can't see Ronnie's prediction in there either. So it's not me. It's not StreamYard. And it ain't YouTube. I haven't put them in there. Ronnie's coming with a... There we go. Look. Down the bottom there. They've just come in and put them in now. So Ronnie says... Gus says 6-1. Right. Okay, Gus. And Ronnie says 1-2. So that means Ellie is the person that's missing at the moment. Right. I'm going for, because I've got to be different. I'm going for a 2-1 win to Southampton. Right, Ellie, you predicted 2-2. No, because it hasn't. It's the first time I've seen is what you put in now. So I've now got it. So I've got everybody. And so the next game that we move on to is Bournemouth versus Brentford. Bournemouth v Brentford, please, people. Oh, there we go. I think it was Chris Peters first in. Right. Yes, Chris Peters is in first. I don't know. There was a game. Was it Forest Brighton that ended up 7-0 and Gus predicted 7-1 and it ended up a 7-0 victory? I mean, they're far and few between, but I remember Gus predicting a 7-1. We all thought it was bonkers and it ended up being a 7-0 win. Chris Peters is first in. He's gone for a 1-1 draw. Ronnie is saying it's a 3-2 win to Bournemouth. Ronnie for Bournemouth. Ronnie. A 3-2 for Ronnie. Paul G says 2-0. 2-0 Paul G. Christopher is going for a 1-1 draw. 1-1 for Christopher. 2-3 for Mikey R. 2-3 for Mikey R. A 2-0 for the Wiz. The Wiz. Where's the Wiz? A 2-0 for the Wiz. Graham, 2-1. Graham's gone for 2-1. Jess has also gone for 2-1. Carl's gone for 2-1. I don't know. You lot all sitting together in the exam room. You three. Let me see who's after Carl. Richard's not sitting with them because I know Richard's gone for 2-1 as well. The four of you are on the trot, same score. Are you all sitting next to each other in the exam room? I asked myself. The Doctor's gone for 1-3. Where's the Doctor? The Doctor's here at 1-3. DC has gone 3-2. DC has gone 3-2. So Rob has gone 2-2. So Rob. Ellie's gone 2-1. Ellie's 2-1. After Ellie, I have Johnny at 2-1. Another one for a 2-1. Finn has gone 2-1. 2-1. It's examination hall. We need the invigilators to look at some of these people's scores. They are copying each other. Where's the invigilators when you need them to do their job? 2-2 for Jimmy H. A 2-1 for Leo and a 2-1 for Archer. Archer and Leo both coming in with a 2-2-1, 2-2-2-1, 2-2-2-1. After Archer, who do I have next? Dan is a 3-1. 3-1 for Dan. Adrian is 2-1. Another one with a 2-1. Adrian, 2-1. Destiny says 2-1. Destiny 5 says 2-1. The potato says 2-all. La patata says 2-2. Neil says 2-1 as well. Neil, got you in at 2-1, sir. Yeah, I'll get Forest against Brighton, maybe, but Southampton, bloody hell, they make past Derby look good. Who else we got? Ryan G says 3-1. So El Ray is 3-1. Alan says 2-2. Alan is on a Daigle. Neil says 3-1. And Neil, I put a score in for you already. You've changed it from 2-1 to 3-1. Okay. Neil, you're confirming I'm putting it in as 3-1 now. Because you did say 2-1 earlier. And Paige is saying 2-1. 2-1 for Paige. And I think I might have everyone. Right. Jose is going for Bournemouth 3. Brentford 0. 3-0 for me. So we move on to the Tin Pot London Derby between Arsenal and Chelsea. So Arsenal versus Chelsea. What say the crowd? Oh, I think Chris Peters might have been in first with a 2-1, and Gus, Johnny and the Doctor have also gone in with 2-1. Right. No, don't want to do that. Who came in with a 2-1? So Chris Peters came in with a 2-1. He was first in. I then got a 2-1 from Gus and a 2-1 from the Doctor. I got a 2-1 from Johnny. Right, I haven't got any more 2-1s. Graham's going in with a 2-1 because he might as well just do the copy and paste on the 2-1, so it saves me doing it. Carl Simpson's gone with a 2-1. He's been flying after blocks. Graham 2-1, Ronnie 1. Adrian went with 2-1. Shock. Adrian 2-1. I'm just doing some 2-1s at the moment. Archer's gone in at 2-1. Archer says 2-1. All right. Okay. Chris Peters says 2-2 now. Okay. So Chris Peters. I'm going to have to go back to the top and read them down because people are changing their scores as quickly as the draws. Right. Ronnie says 1-0. Ronnie is currently at 1-0 with this game. So the home team, Arsenal 1. The away team, Chelsea 0. 1-0. Mikey Romero is going for a 1-3 away victory. Destiny is going for the Daigle in this game. So the two returning players, Destiny and Chris P, have both gone for the Daigle. Alan, 2-0. David, 3-1. After David, Mikey's now changing it to 1-2. Mikey, you're a piss taker. 1-2. Right. Jimmy Hotspur, be people of your convictions. Go for the first score that comes in your head. 1-0 to Jimmy, 3-1 to Jess. See, these people are convicted. They, with their convictions, they're not convicted, they're not felons, but with their convictions, they are given a score and they're not changing it. Finn, 3-2. I mean, it'd be different if I gave you some updates about some injuries and stuff like that. You might change it, you might not, but we're not giving any updates. You're just, yeah, you're just going for a game. And normally your gut feeling, what you first go for, is what tends to happen. Rob Belcher's 2-0, right? So I'll get Rob in there at 2-0. Who we got after Rob? We have a 2-1 for Archer, which I already did. We have a 2-0 for Ryan G. Home win, Arsenal 2, Chelsea 0. We then have a 2-2 for Nita. At 2-2. Leo, interesting. Leo's going for a 0-0. The team that have no strikers, Arsenal and Chelsea. I changed the Bournemouth result to 3-1. I know you did. Who's that? That's Neil, isn't it? I know you did, Neil, because I changed your scoreline. Yeah, so 0-0 is interesting because they've both got no strikers. So that could be a good shout. 0-3 for the potato. So we've got the potato in at 0-3. And then Ellie, I think, is coming next. Ellie is next. She says 1-3. So even though these teams haven't got strikers, you guys can see loads of goals. After Ellie, I've got 3-2 for Richard. Richard's going for Arsenal to win 3-2. Neil is going for a Desmond Daigle. All right, got him in. Jess, I think Jess has already given me a score. I am missing now. It doesn't mean you haven't done them. It just means that they may not have come up and shown up yet. But I'm looking for Christopher, Page, Paul G, and Dan. Right, Page has just come in with a 1-2. So I know it's not StreamYard and YouTube. It's Page just getting his in now. So again, it's Christopher, Paul G, and Dan Coys. Unless people change their scores, which I'm hoping they don't. So let me go back up to the first person in. Ronnie, Mikey, Romero, Destiny, Graham, Rakdos, Daisy, Mikey R, Jimmy, Jess, Finn, Lee, Carl, Rob, Chris, Archer, Ryan, Neil, Nita, Leo, Neil, Potato, Paul G, Queen Ellie, Richard, Neil, again, Jess, Paige, Daniel's coming with a 2-1. So that means it's not me, it's not YouTube, and it's not StreamYard. I am definitely missing scores from Paul G. You went for 1-1, right? So I'm missing Christopher Inshaw's score. He's got a grey moniker, so I'm only missing Christopher Inshaw. Paul, let me see if I can see. Yeah, Paul G, I can see yours. Right, Christopher is a greyed out moniker, and Christopher Inshaw has definitely not given me a score as I go up and down and check. Right, Christopher, I don't have a score from you. For me, I'm going to go for a 0-0 is a great shout. I'm going to go 0-0. I think 0-0 is a great shout for two teams that haven't got any strikers. I'm going to also go 0-0. Arsenal powder puff 0, Chelsea powder squiff 0. I'm going for a 0-0 draw as well. Right, Christopher Inshaw, I'm moving on. I haven't got a score from you. The next game we go to is Fulham versus Tottenham. So it's the Ham derby. It's Full against Tottenham. Full versus Tottenham. Chris Peters is first in. Chris has been missed, and Chris knows the routine, knows the score, old hat at this, and he comes in firing straight away. A 1-2 for Chris Peters. It looks like the Wiz is coming for a 1-2. Right, so I'll add the Wiz on a 1-2. Graham is going for a 1-2, so we'll add Graham in for a 1-2. You need to do any more 1-2s. Adrian is on a 1-2, so add Adrian on a 1-2. Richard is also on a 1-2. Get Richard in on a 1-2. Or anyone else? 1-2 for DC as well. DC 1-2. Nita's on a 1-2. Right, so got the 1-2s out of the ways, I think. Now I'll go back up and have a look. Ronnie's on a 1-2, so I need to add Ronnie's onto the 1-2. Thanks. There we go. Right, let me go back up. So have I got anything different? Yeah, the doctor's going for a 1-1. The doctor says 1-1. After the doctor, we've got the potato says 0-2. So clean sheet and Tottenham away victory for the potato 0-2. Destiny 5. Fire 2-4. Fire for Destiny. Johnny fire again 1-3. Paul G fire 1-3. God, these people can see goals. There's a 1-3 for Paul G. Jess 1-3. Jess can see goals. A 1-2 for DC. 2-3 for Leo. Leo's going even more. 5 goals. 5 goals. 3 for Leo. Jimmy H is going for 2-1. Jimmy H is on a 2-1. Who we got after? Mikey Romero 0-4. How many corners going to be in that game? How many sending offs? 2-2 for Archer. Archer is going for a 2-2. The one thing about the Tottenham lineup, you can't say the players are knackered. Oh, that can't be an excuse that's levelled at them. If it is, then we're a bag of tricks making excuses up. 2-2. Finn's also gone for a 2-2. So we've got a bit of a Desmond Daigle train here. 3 people have gone for 2 on the spin. Neil's just broken that by going for a 1-3. 1-3 for Neil. But Ryan's back on it. Ryan says 2-2. He's on a Daigle as well. On a 2-2. Who else we got? We've got Nita at 1-2. Did I not do Nita's? Yeah, I've got Nita's already. I've got Ronnie's in. Ellie's gone 1-1. Ellie 1-1. Who else we got? 1-1 for Christopher and 2-3. Right, 1-1 for the last game for Christopher. And a 2-3. 2-3. Daniel says 1-3. Daniel says 1-3. Did I just see Paige's name or not? Paige says 2-1. No, she's just snuck in and put those in now. Right, so who am I missing now? I am missing Senor Simpson and Alan. Alan and Carl. Let me go back and Luke. Right, Chris Peters is the first. Carl's gone 1-2. So Carl, I've got yours. So it's just Alan that I need to find. Did you put a score? And I haven't seen it, Alan. Let me have a look. Alan Rakdos Madness. Yeah, I've got yours, Carl. So Alan is the only person that we're missing in this game. Fulham versus Tottenham. Alan, you're the only person that's missing. You might be doing things with the kids. You might be busy. And that's why you've not put it in there yet. But, Alan, I'm afraid to say, I'm going to have to move on, mate. I'm going to move on to the last of the Premiership games. And then we've got the bonus games. The last of the Premiership games this weekend is Leicester versus Manchester United. Leicester versus Man United, please, people. And Paige, I think, is coming hot first and gone 1-2. Yeah, Paige 1-2. Chris Peters is 1-2. Paige is 1-2. Christopher is 1-2. Oh, no, don't worry. Who else we got then? Who else is coming? Christopher Inshaw's on a 1-2. Who else we got here? We got any more 1-2s? Jess is on a 1-2. I'm going to get the 1-2s because I'm copying and pasting these at the moment. A 1-2. DC's got a 1-2. Archer is 1-2. Anyone else on a 1-2 there? Neil and Adrian are 1-2s. Adrian. Neil. Nita's gone for 1-2 as well. So get Nita in there. And then I roll back. I go back up and I tick every other score that we've got. So Lee Wiz says 1-1. The Wiz is going for a 1-all. After El Wiz, we got Carl at 0-3. Ronnie says 1-3 for this game. Ronnie. Again, people on X, if you want to partake, come over to YouTube, subscribe, and then you can play in the competitions. I only tend to do this for subscribers because it's a lot of work, and at the end of the day, if people are going to come back and play, which the community do come back and play, then I do this for the community. So therefore, if you want to be part of the community, then come and subscribe and then get your scores in, and then you can start accumulating points. A 1-all draw for Graham, a 0-2 for Ryan, 0-2 for Ryan, and then after that I've got a 0-3 for the potato. Potato says 0-3. Mikey Romero says 2-1. So this is Ruud van Nistelrooy versus Man United, isn't it? To be honest, Finn says 0-2. So I've got to start thinking of my scoreline as well. Finn says 0-2. Where's Finn? There's Finn there. Finn says 0-2. Man United, I don't know. I didn't watch them last night, but they got a result 4-1 against Ajax. 4-1 against Real Sociedad. I didn't think Real Sociedad were the strongest team to come out of Spain, to be honest. But you can't argue with a 4-1 victory, can you, really? So will Leicester put up more of a fight? Daniel 0-2. Will Leicester put up more of a fight? 0-2 to Daniel, 0-0 for Rob Belcher. These 0-0s have started appearing and creeping into our predictions. A 1-3 for Paul G. A 0-1 for the Doctor. Missing the Doctor. Alan 1-3. Alan, you've missed one game, mate. I don't know whether I'm going to catch up and you tell me anything here. Leo says 1-all. Right, Alan, you've missed the Tottenham game. You've missed the Tottenham game, Alan. So, Alan, from you, I need Fulham versus Tottenham, please. Zero one. Okay. If I call your name out, Ellie, it's because I missed a score. If I'm not calling your name out, it's because I haven't missed anything at all. Destiny's gone 1-3. I'm going to go 2-1 to Leicester. Colin B is here and he's going 1-2 for the Tottenham score. 1-2. Right. Good afternoon, Mr. Blackshaw. I can see you say you were delayed at the Quacks. I hope you're well, sir. I need a score for this game as well. So Leicester, Man United, Cole. One, three. Right. So, right. The next game. So that's the Premiership games done with, and the first of the 6 bonus games this week is, couldn't go without it. It's the Carling Cup final, Liverpool versus Newcastle. Liverpool v Newcastle, the first of Ellie. You gave me 2-1 for that first game. I ain't missing nothing from you, Ellie, at the moment. So Chris Peters is first in at 3-2 for the first of the bonus games. So he's going for a 3-2 victory. Hold on. It's all jumping and popping now. 2-1 for Ryan. 3-1 for Colin. 3-1 for Colin. 2-1 for Jess. 2-1 for Jess. Yeah, I don't know how much the extra time would have done Liverpool. Jess 2-1. Adrian 1-1. But that's what the squads are for. They're there to be rotated. 1-1 for Adrian. A 3-1 for the Wiz. 3-1 for the Wiz. A 2-1 for Chris. 2-1 for Christopher. 4-0 for the Leo, the Mile High Hotspur. Leo, 4-0. You can see goals. A 3-1 for Richard. 3-1 for Richard. A 2-0 for Daniel. 2-0 for DC. A 1-2 for Paige. Paige. 1-2. Paige is on 1-2. 1-2 for Ellie as well. A 1-2 for Ellie. A 4-2 for Mikey R. Mikey R. 4-2. Let me see what else we got there. 2-1 for Graham. A 2-1 for Graham. A 1-1 for Sir Rob. Sir Rob, where's Sir Rob? He's there. 1-1 for Sir Rob. A 2-1 for Carl. Senor Simpson, 2-1. A 1-2 for Johnny. A 3-1 for Destiny. A 3-1 for DC. DC's up there. That's not as thin. There's DC's up there. 3-1 for DC. A 1-2 for Nita. Nita, where's Nita? Nita's here. 1-2 for Nita. A 2-1 for our Jimmy. A 2-1 for Archer. 2-1 for Archer. A 1-1 for Finn. It's over 90 minutes, Finn. So, yeah, you're right. 1-1 for you're going for. A 2-2 for Alan. Alan, 2-2. A 1-2 for Neil. Neil. Where's Neil? There he is. Neil, 1-2. A 3-2 for the potato. Potato. 3-2 for the potato. A 2-1 for Paul G. Lee Wiz says he's gone with his heart, but he has a bad feeling for this game. Drula, good morning, Drula. I hope you're well. I hope you slept well. Sorry that your alarm clock kept you in bed. All right, where's Drula? Where's Drula? 2-1 for Drula. Drula. So there's not even an excuse. It's just like 2-1. Okay. Ronnie says 3-0. Ronnie says 3-0. Gus is going mad again. Says 1-2. The doctor says 1-2. Right. I've gone for, and I know you all wait for my score. For this cup final game, I've gone for Liverpool 2, Newcastle 0. Even with all the extra time that was played the other night, I just think Liverpool have got too much. We'll have too much for Newcastle. And I think the day might get to Newcastle because it has in the past, hasn't it? They've reached semi-finals and finals, and the day's always got the better of them. So, yeah, I'm going for a 2-0 victory. Right. Gordon is missing this game from the red card. He is quality for them, but I still think they can bag the win, says Nia. Right. Given plenty of opportunity for Drula, but Drula's not saying jack. So I'm going to move on. Drula's in the naughty step, but I'll move on. Right. Your second game out of 6 that's for the bonus this week is Ried versus Lapnitz. Ried versus Lapnitz. I know that you're not going to love me for this. I've got Drula's score, Brian, but I was giving her a chance to, you know, she's just come in and just put a score in and that was it. No apologies. No, you know, I think the expectation is that I'm going to do rollbacks. You know, she's not said a word to me, so I'm just saying. Right, so Ried versus Lapnitz, and Rob Belcher's going for a 0-2 victory. And then we have the potato stew at 2-1 for this game. Potato. I love it when people don't know the teams. They come out with the big victories. 2-1 for potato. Yeah, it's potato getting that score. A 2-3 for the doctor. And I'm not changing this, doctor. Just letting you know now. You changed too many times. 2-3 for the doctor. 2-2 for Richard. Richard is 2-2. 2-2 for Richard. A 1-1 for Colin B. Look at that. Drula's got another score in there. I don't know. She might private message me or say, I don't know. 0-2 for Alan. 2-1 for Adrian. Adrian, where's Adrian? Adrian's up there. 2-1. A 1-2 for Drula. There you go. Look, she just puts a score in. The expectation is there. Let me just move that one across one. Right, 1-2. 7-3 for Finn. Finn can see goals. 7-3 for Finn. A 2-2 for the Wiz. Drula's apologising for being late, everyone. She says that she's at a birthday party, guzzling Prosecco. Or is it not that kind of a party? 2-1 for Jess. 2-0 for Mikey Romero. 2-0 for Mike Yar. I'm at a Prosecco birthday party. Nita 1-0. Well, Nita says 1-1. Who else we got? Jimmy saying 3-0. Jimmy says 3-0. You've missed everything, Colin. You're so late. You've missed everything. Of course, you've missed everything. You could see from the games that we were on, but just carry on putting them in. 3-0 for Graham. And I think Ellie's also gone for a 3-0. Ooh, there's kind of a pattern appearing here. Destiny's gone 2-0. Carl Simpson's also gone 3-0. I've not. I mean, I'm still going to read all this, but I've not got to the stage yet where someone's googled it and told me what divisions these teams are playing for. Chris Peters is also 3-0. I haven't got to that stage yet today, so obviously the geography is not working. People obviously know where all these places are, and normally when we get onto the bonus games, people take me around the world and tell me where it's all at. Ryan 1-3 with Johnny, 2-0 for Ryan. Ryan G's on a 2-0. 4-0 for Ronnie. Oh, Ronnie can see goals. Where's Ronnie? Okay, Ronnie's up here. Ronnie's gone for 4-0. So this is a game between Ried versus Lapnitz. And Neil's also gone 3-0. Right, I did my predictions for the bonus games earlier. Archer says 3-0. But I'll declare it as soon as I've got these people's in. I can see people changing scores. Nita's now changing it to 2-1. So Nita's gone from 1-1 to 2-1. So she's changed it. Leo is saying 1-1. We get Leo in there at 1-1. Then I've got David Clark, 5-0. One David, 5-0. Oh. Austrian League 2 says Christopher Inshaw. Austrian, I believe, says Carl. Austrian 8, it says Ryan G. Like you all knew. Like you all knew it was, didn't you? You all knew it was the Austrian League. Paul G says 2-0. And it is the Austrian second division. But it's the way you lot said it as if you knew straight away. Yeah. But normally you lot tell me where it's all at. But no one's told me anything at the moment. So, yeah, interesting. Right, I'm going to do yours now, Drew. Dan Coy's, I've not seen a score. I already knew it was Austria. I've bet on Rayed before. What did Dan go for then? Because I've not seen Dan's score. Have I missed it? Right, I'm going up on StreamYard now. So I'm not saying that Dan hasn't done it, but I'm just checking StreamYard. Okay, so Dan's now told me it's 3-0. Right, I will tell people that I've also gone for 3-0. So me, Dan, and Graham have all gone for the same score. Drew Latt has come in and answered. She's doing all the Premiership games, so it saves me doing the rollback. So 1-2 for Drew Latt first game. Everton was saying 1-2. 1-3 for the second game. 2-1 for the third game. 1-2. I'm only putting the scores in, and I hope they all match up. 1-2, 2-1. 2-2. 1-2. And 1-3. Drew Latt, you're in. I've got all your scores. You're up to date. Right, so we move on. Here we go. We've got some more people. Jimmy H is saying second versus bottom in the league. Jose says Jimmy H. Homework. Well, I only assumed Jose because I checked the table and the team had Vienna in the name. When I looked at the scores, it just said Reed. Didn't tell me anything more than that. So that's why I put. Otherwise, I put their names in. It just said Reed versus Lapnitz. I do know Reed, Jose. Accumulators, losing accumulators to be precise, says Carl. Right. So I have got everybody's. We move on to the third game of 6 of the bonus games, and that game is between Neftchimik versus Torpedo Moscow. Drew has now changed from a 1-2 to a 2-0. God, some people never change. Right, Neftchimik versus Torpedo Moscow. Any takers to tell me where this game's being played? Right, Johnny's in with a 2-3. Johnny is in with a 2-3. It's a league that we haven't been to this season, as far as I'm aware. 2-3 for Johnny, a 1-2 for Richard. 1-2 for Richard. Where's Richard? 1-2 for Richard. Mikey says Russia. That must be a game in the Netherlands, he says. What, with the game in the Netherlands page with the name Moscow? I've heard it all today, Paige. Neftahimik versus Torpedo Moscow. Clue might be in the name of the teams. I'm just saying, I might be wrong. 1-1 says Leo. 1-1 says Leo. And then I've got a 1-2 for Rob. Oops, Rob's 1-2. Right, 1-2 for Rob. Who else have we got? We've got a 1-0 for Colin B. Mr. Blackshaw, 1-0. A 1-3 for the Wiz. Right, I've done my score already, and I just might need to look again. 1-3 for the Wiz. 1-2 for Carl Simpson. 1-2 for Carl Simpson. A 1-2 for Finn. Who else you got? Drula at 1-3. Ronnie's on a 1-2. Alan's going for a 1-1 draw. So Neftahimik 1, Torpedo 1. Nita is on a 1-0 home victory for Neftahimik. Sounds very Dutch, says Paige. Graham says 0-2. I might need to review my score. I'm just going to check it before I give my score out. Ellie says 4-1. Daniel says 0-1. Daniel 0-1. Who else have we got here? We've got Adrian says 2-1. Adrian. There's Adrian up there, 2-1. And then have Christopher Inshaw at 1-2. Senor Inshaw 1-2. Jimmy H is going for a 1-0. 1-0 for Jimmy H. The Potato is going for a 1-0. Potato with potato. Potatoes up there, 1-0. I then have Mikey at 0-3. Uh, 0-3 for Mikey. Russian First League, says Chris. 1-0 for Paige. 1-0 for Paige. What we got here? Eddie's now changing from a 4-1 to a 1-3. Are you sure? A 1-2 for Chris Peters. A 0-3 for Destiny. I might have picked the wrong game and put my results asked about face, because I can see a lot of people, and I'm surprised that people haven't gone with what I've gone. But it could well be that I've misconstrued the game. Shit, don't want that to happen. 1-2 for Jess, a 1-2 for Ryan. There's a lot of Torpedo support here, so I might have done mine wrong. I might have to have a look. Julia says, hello to Jose and everyone in the chat. Sorry, I wasn't being rude. I was just jesting. No one says you're rude. No one would ever dream of saying you're rude. Drula. 1-2 for David Clark. 1-2 for DC. A 1-2 for Paul G. God, this is like a landslide torpedo game, isn't it? 1-2. No, I'm missing. It's 10th versus 2nd. Neil says 1-1. Right. I'm going to quickly have a look in a second. I changed yours to 1-3 already. Right. Torpedo are second, Jose. The other team are 10th. Yeah, but there must have been a reason why I put the score in I did. Unless I've misconstrued it with other scores that I've done. Right. The doctor. Has the doctor given me a score yet? I'm going to grab my phone. The doctor's gone to 0-1. Right. Bear with me a second, people. I might have to change my scoreline. I've got all your scores, so just bear with me a second. I'm just going to get my phone. Where's my dog? My dog and bones. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm glad I've checked that. Oh, right, sorry, I'm changing. My scoreline is going to be 0-2. That's my scoreline. I don't know why I had the score I had in, but now that I've checked it, I'm changing my score. I'm not going to tell you what I had initially, but I'm going to go for 0-2. So I'm going for Nef Telekinik 0, Torpedo Moscow does to 2. Ah, look at that. Neil says that I put 6-0. David Clark says that I put in 1-3. Carl Simpson says I went 9-1. No, Leo, I've got everybody's. Jose's doing a drooler. Jose's not doing a drooler because Jose never declared a scoreline. Anyway, the next game that we're going to, shit, man. Right, the next game, the 4th out of 6 bonus games is Leo Victor versus Robin Hood. Leo Victor versus Robin Hood. Ah, you lot are going to love me. Leo Victor versus Robin Hood. Just want to make sure I've got the right scoring for this one now. Oh, my Lord. I'm messing things right. Okay, so that is the game. Right. Leo Victor versus Robin Hood. And I think Johnny's first in. Yeah. Right, it's Leo Victor versus Robin Hood. I'm not whining. I've changed your score to 1-3 from 1-2, David. Yeah, so 1-3 I've got you as. Right, Johnny's going for 2-1 to Leo Victor. So Johnny reviews. Right, where's Johnny? 2-1. Right, so Johnny, you were first in, so you've gone 2-1. Rob Belcher's gone 1-0. Rob Belcher has gone 1-0. This again is another league that we haven't been to yet. Big up Leo v 10-1. Okay, so Leo's going for a 10-1. Done. 10. 1. Alan's gone for a 2-1 win. I haven't made these names up. Leo Victor versus Robin Hood. Colin Blackshaw's gone for a 1-1 draw. Colin, all your bonus games near enough have been 1-1. Paige is going for a 0-4. So Robin Hood, Outlaw, Highwayman, 0-2 for the potato stew. Or 0-2, a 2-2 for Finn. For Finn. I wonder if the sheriff will be at that game. Archer. Mikey Romero 1-3. Boom, boom for you, Archer. Mikey Romero 1-3. I wonder whether the sheriff will be at the game. Yeah, he will be there. And Friar Tuck. And Maid Marion. A few of them attending, I've been told. JSY 1-3. Jess is going for a 1-3. Neil is going for a 0-3. Neil, where's Neil? Neil 0-3. A 0-3 for Neil. A 1-3 for Ronnie. Ronnie. Where's Ronnie? Ronnie's going for a 1-3. So Leo Victor 1, Robin Hood 3 for Ronnie. A 2-1 for Adrian. A 2-1 for Adrian. I've got a 1-0 for the Wiz. Wiz 1-0. 1-0 for and 0-2 for Richard. Donk. 0-2 for Richard. 3-0 for Christopher. A 1-0 for Destiny. I'm not sure when the last time you and Chris Peters played Destiny and Chris Peters, but we do throw in some bonus games to bulk it up to give people an opportunity to get to score points. So like you guys have been away for a while, it gives you an opportunity to catch up and score points as well. It just so happens that I normally do 4 a week, but because there's only 8 games in the Premiership, we still got 8 and 6, which still makes the 14. 0-3 for Ryan. Ryan says 0-3. Carl says 1-3. Where are them teams? I want to know. These teams are from Suriname. Suriname. It's a league that we've not been to yet this year. We haven't been to Russia and we haven't been to Suriname. 0-3 for Graham. And 0-3 for Chris P. Oh, just some 0-3s flying in here. 0-2. Little John score both for Jimmy Hotspur. Little John will score both. So 0-2 for Jimmy H. Open that up a bit more. 0-2. A 1-0 for the Doctor. Yeah, imagine if Notts Forest played a friendly against Robin Hood. Yeah, 2-1 for Nita. Well done, Neil. That's a good shout, mate. Neil says 2-1. Archer says 0-2. Did I put Nita's in there? I'm sure I put no. Paul G, I'm missing. Right. What else we got? Robin Hood is a pub by me. It is in the Kent and Sussex Rugby League Division 6. David Clark says 1-2. Right, am I missing DC? Yeah, 1-2. I'm missing Paul G. at the moment, but I haven't got down that far. Paul G and Dan Coys. Have they given me a score? I know the Robin Hood pub off the Broadway, Bexley Heath, says Neil. Jose, you put me down my last score wrong. It should be 1-3. I have changed it to 1-3, David. I did say this earlier to you. I changed it from 1-2 to 1-3. If that's wrong, David, then tell me. But I did change your score for the Torpedo game to 1-3. Yeah. Right. Paul G. Right. Can I see Paul G? Right. I'm missing Paul G and Dan Coys. Paul G and Dan Coys. Have I missed you? Paul G is a blue moniker. Right. Is Paul G got a score here? No. Dan Coys and Paul G are the two that I'm missing. Afternoon, Dazza, mate. Yeah, leave him in after the show, mate. There's 8 Premiership games and 6 bonus games, mate. So leave them after the show. Right. Paul G's gone 0-1. So Dan Coys has not given me anything yet. Oh, yeah, it has now. So 0-1, and I've got a 0-2. 0-2. Do you know what, Daz? Are you still here? If you're still here, I'm gonna allow it this time round, mate. So if you're still here, just put in a score for this game, Tot Spurs, because I'm gonna have to go back for Colin Blackshaw as well. So Tot Spurs, if you're here, mate, give us your score. Christopher Inshaw, can I change it to 0-3? Right, this has got to stop. Right, you're going for a 0-3 instead of a 3-0. Right, I've gone for 0-2. Right, Tot Spurs is going in with 2-1. Right. Right, Tot Spurs is going with 2-1. Right, so the 5th bonus game of the week is between, got a couple of Americans in the crowd. It's between DC United versus OF Montreal. Paul G, I've done yours already, mate. Otherwise, I would have moved on. So I've done it already, mate. Right, so this is the next game. Is DC United versus OF Montreal. It's the first time I think we've gone into... sorry, it's the first time this season that we've gone to the MLS. So Adrian's coming with a 2-1. So it's the first time that we visited the MLS this season. Adrian says 2-1 for this game. Adrian says 2-1. Who else we got? The Wiz says 2-0. 0-2, sorry. 0-2 should I say for the Wiz. Paige says 3-0. 3-0 for Paige. And then it's very early in the season, so results are up and down in this league at the moment because it hasn't settled. I'm sure that someone, did Richard go for a 2-all draw? Richard's gone for a 2-all draw. Right, we've got you, Rich, at 2-all. Tot Spurs, Daz has gone in for 2-0. Daz at 2-0. Johnny 2-3. Jess 3-1. Colin B 2-1. Graham 2-0. Carl Simpson 2-1. Neil 3-1. Neil, where's Neil? Neil's down there, 3-1. Ronnie 2-0. Ronnie, he's up there. He's gone for a 2-0. Who else we got after Ronnie? We got a 2-0 for Christopher Inshaw. After Christopher, I have Mikey Romero at 3-1. Mikey 3-1. I then have Rob Belcher at 0-2. Drew Lat 2-0. Drew La La she's further down because she was late today. So I've got further down in the blue 2-0 with Drula. Who else we got after Drula? 2-1 for Chris Pete. Chris Peters, 2-1. Lovely, Chris. 1-2 for the potato. Potato stew says 1-2. Bravo. 2-0 for Queen Ellie Hoiberg Bentoncourt Werner Bergval. 2-1 for Ryan G. Where's Ryan G gone? Ryan G's up there. This is 2-1. 2-0 for Leo. Leo, 2-0. Sorry, where I was stuck on Leo's 2-0. Finn's also gone for 2-0. Finn, 2-0. Jimmy's 1-0. 1-0 for Jimmy. A 1-0 for Alan. So it's interesting. Alan, who is in America, has gone for a 1-0. Leo, who's in America, has gone for a 2-0. We're not getting much from the Americans. It supposes whereabouts you are in America differs in your opinion. 2-0 for Nita. Montreal at bottom. It's only just started. Up the Pids. Up the Pids for Leo. 2-0 for Archer. A 2-0 for DC. One more nil. One more after this. Paul G is 2-0. A 1-0 for the Doctor. A 2-0 for Destiny. A 3-0 for the Doctor. Right, the Doctor, didn't you just give me a score? You've only just given me a score and now you're changing it so quickly. Are you absolutely... I don't know. You've gone from 1-0 to 3-0, so obviously you can see something. And Dan's gone 1-0. Right, I've gone 2-0. 2-0 in my game. And the last game for you guys, so the 6th bonus game and the last game of the weekend is RB Leipzig versus Borussia Dortmund. RB Leipzig versus Borussia Dortmund. And there we go. I decided to put in the wrong score. Sorry, boss. Yeah, I bet you did. Right. Leipzig, Dortmund. 2-1. Adrian's coming with 2-1. Adrian has come in with a 2-1. A 1-3 with Johnny. 1-3 with Johnny. 1-3 for Juanito. And then I've got a 0-2 for Alan. 0-2 for Alan. I then have a 1-3 for the potato. And I've got a 1-2 for Daz. What are we doing with Daz? Daz only jumped. Let me go back. Right, so where's Daz? Daz is 1-2. 2-0 for Mikey R. 2-0 for Mikey R. A 1-2 for Jess. Yeah, it's 1-2. Uh, 1-2 for Jess. A 1-3 for Leo. Leo. 1-3. 1-3 for Leo. A 1-2 for the Wiz. Let me go back up to the Wiz. 1-2 for the Wiz. 1-2 for the Wiz. A Daigle for the Doctor. Daigle for the Doctor. Where's the Doctor? Daigle for the Doctor. I then have, after the Daigle for the Doctor, I have a Page with another Daigle or a Desmond, whichever Page prefers. They're both the same thing in our books. It's 1-2 for Finn. Young Finn's going for a 1-2. Another 1-2 for Finn. 2-1 for Graham. 2-1 for Graham. A 1-all for Dan. 2-1 for Graham. Dan Coy's a 1-all. 1-all for Dan. A 1-2 for Richard. Richard's on a 1-2. A 2-1 for Rob Belcher. Rob Belcher is going for 2-1. 2-2 for the Queen and 2-2 for Archer, I believe. Is it Archer? I can see 2-2. 2-2 for Archer. The Queen. Where's the Queen? Queen Ellie Hoiberg, Benton, Course, Spence, Van der Ven, Romero, Doggy Porro. Neil's also gone for a 2-all draw. Neil, where's Neil? Neil is going for a 2-all draw. Drula's gone for a 2-1. Drula is down there with a 2-1. 2-1 for our Drula. Thanks for the stream. Have an awesome weekend, my homie. Says Leo. Well done, Leo. Ronnie says 1-all. I might have to read your good ones afterwards. I want to get the scores in first, but I will be able to see them. 2-2 for Chris Peters. Chris Peters up there at 2-2. 1-1 for DC. A 1-1 for DC. I got a 1-2 for Christopher. Have we got anyone else? A 2-3 for Destiny. Destiny's on a 2-3. Where's Destiny gone? Down here, 2-3. Right, I'm still missing a few people. We got is a 2-2 for Ryan. Ryan G, 2-2. So I am missing scores from Jimmy, Carl, Paul G, Nita, and Colin B. That's not to say you haven't done them, but this is a habit of jumping. So I will go and look. Paige, Finn, Richard, Rob, Nita, Carl, Queen Ellie, Archer, Neil, Drula, Ronnie, Chris Peters, David Clark, Christopher Inshaw, Destinies, Ryan G, Colin B says 2-1. Right, so with that being said, I'm still missing people, man. Right, again, Nita, Paul G, so it's a green and a blue Monica. Right, I can see Nita saying thank you. Has Nita giving me a score and I just haven't seen it yet? Nita said 1-3. Okay, so Nita, I've got yours. Paul G has a blue Monica. So I'm looking for Paul G, Carl, and Jimmy. Carl would never say goodbye if he hadn't done his scores. Right, it's not me. There's definitely not the. I cannot see the scores in here. For who am I looking for? Jimmy, Carl, and Paul G. Jimmy, Carl, and Paul G. Right, let me go again. Jimmy, Carl. Right, Carl Simpson. You said thank you, but I haven't got your last score, man. Jimmy, Carl, and Paul G. Unless it's completely frozen, there's no scores in there for these guys. Jimmy, Carl, Paul G. Right, I've now gone up 4 times, up and down. Adrian was the first one in with 2-1, and I'm missing 3 people's scores. Yeah, I've gone up 4. So unless you've left the stream already, guys, it's Jimmy, Carl, and Paul G. I haven't got your last score line. Anyway, Leipzig, I've gone for 2-0, for a 2-0 victory for Leipzig over Dortmund. So, yeah, I don't know. Jimmy, Carl, Paul G. I don't know what's happened, but I definitely can't see anything on StreamYard that you guys have left any scores. And thank you to Jess for becoming a member again. It's much appreciated. Thank you, Jess. Yeah, the 3 people I've just mentioned, I cannot see a score for you anywhere. So I don't know, unless someone alerts you. Jimmy, Carl, and Paul G have not got a last scoring. But anyway, I'm going to move on because I have to go back to the start for Colin B and Totspurs. So Colin B and Totspurs, just for you two, Everton, West Ham, and anybody else that might be here that hasn't done them yet. If you want to do them, get them in now, and I'll take them from you. Everton versus West Ham, please. Dekaru's here as well. Dekaru's here. So Dekaru, I don't know whether he's going to take part or whether Dekaru's awake, asleep. Tongue in cheek, I sent Dekaru a message. Tongue in cheek. But if Dekaru's going for a 0-2, lovely. That means I've got Dekaru here and I can do these all in one go. Colin Blackshaw's gone 3-1. Colin Blackshaw's gone 3-1. And Totspurs has gone 2-1. Ed M has joined late. I weren't going to do any rollbacks. You just joined in time because after this game, I ain't doing them again. So, Chris Peters, it's so lovely to have you on here today, mate. Thank you very much. Hopefully, you'll be back next week. Chris, you and your family have a great weekend, yeah? Right, a 1-0 victory for Ed M. Right, so I think I've got the 4 people that are currently playing at the moment. So Dekaru, Ed M, I've got Colin Blackshaw and Totspurs. And just before we carry on, Dekaru has kindly gifted 5 channel memberships. And these have gone to Nate Pye, Ricardo, Super Spurs TV, which is Blaine, Blitz, and Andy LUFC, who's over from Jess's channel. So well done, the 5 of you. If you see your memberships, or if you're gifted the membership and you join now, then you have been gifted by the lovely Dekaru. Right, second game for you guys is Ipswich versus Forest, please. Ipswich versus Forest. What's the prediction for Ipswich versus Forest? Let me see what the lights are. I've not looked at the light buttons today. Have they been hit? Ooh, I don't know. Not so bad, I suppose. Not so bad. Right. So I go to Totspurs. Totspurs is first in with a 1-2. Dekaru says a 2-3 for Dekaru. Dekaru says 2-3. 2-3. Then I've got a 0-3 for Colin B. I've got a 1-2 for Ed M. 1-2 for Ed M. Right. Next game for you 4 is Manchester City versus Brighton. Man City, Brighton, please. Manchester City versus Brighton. What are your predictions, guys? Man City versus Brighton. Dekaru is going for a 1-2. So it's an away victory. So he says Brighton will beat Man City. 1-2. Ed M says that it'll be a 2-all draw. Colin Blackshaw is also appealing for a 2-all draw. And Top Spurs is going for a 3-1 home victory. So we have some different scores there. The next game for you gentlemen is Southampton versus Wolves, please. Southampton versus Wolves. (0-3). Dekaru, you're loving an away game this week, aren't you? 3 away games on the spin. Colin Blackshaw, I don't know, it might be the way that the fixtures have come out. You've all gone for an away victory here. You've all gone for an away victory. 1-2 and Edem is 0-2. Right, the next game for you gentlemen is, we'll jump to the next game. It's Bournemouth versus Brentford. Bournemouth v Brentford, please, peoples. (3-1) for Spurs. 3-1 for Tot Spurs. A 1-all for Dekaris, but the trend is gone for a draw. Day 2-1 for Ed M, and it's just Colin B. And Colin B says 2-2. Right, the next game for you, for a gentleman's is Arsenal versus Chelsea. The Tin Pot London derby between the two most clubs in the Premiership. Tot Spurs 2-1. Ed M says 1-2. 0-0 for Dekaru. Surprisingly enough, that's not the only person that's gone for 0-0 in this game. Look at that. Colin B's gone for a 0-0. Before you two guys put 0-0, others have gone for 0-0 in this game as well. The team that have no strikers. The next game for you guys is, right, Colin, you're done. You're in, you're done. So it's Tot Spurs, Dekaru, Ed M. It's Fulham, Tottenham, please. For you three. Colin, you're in and done. Tot Daz is getting a 2-all. Day is getting a 2-4 from Dekaru. 1-2 for Edem. Right, the next game for you three people is, sticking in with the Premiership, Leicester versus Manchester United, please. Leicester versus Manchester United. And people, don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Well, that was a bit of a late call on that, wasn't it? If you haven't hit the like button, please do. It helps the algorithm, especially for a very small channel like mine. Very, very small channel. Big heart, small channel. 1-1 for Dekaru in this game. A 1-2 for Tot Spurs. And a 0-2 for Eden. Right, the first of the bonus games this weekend is the small matter of the League Cup final between Liverpool and Newcastle. Liverpool versus Newcastle, please, you three people. All right there, Aldo. Sound as a pound. Do they? 2-3 for Dekaru. They do. 2-3 for Dekaru. All right there, lad. All right, lad. Come on. Come, Ed. 2-1. And now I'm just waiting on Edem. What say you, Ed? Ed? Are you there's no full extra time don't count. It's a 90-minute game. So I'd take your 90-minute scoreline. The second game of the bonuses this week is Ried versus Lapnitz. Ried versus Lapnitz. Mikey says, Jose, have a great weekend and thank you for everything. Next week, I'll be doing this show from sunny Florida for vacation. So you're on holidays. How long are you there for, Mikey? How long are you going away for? Is it a week, 2 weeks? Let me know. Interested to see how the boys get on. 2-1 for Hotspurs. 4-2 for Edem. And Day is coming in with another 0-0. He likes the 0-0s. Anyway, this game is coming to you from the Austrian second division. The next game is between Nefta Himik versus Torpedo Moscow. Please, for your viewing. It's hot, is it, Daikaru? Well, it must be. How hot is hot? 35, 36, 37, 38? Or you're in the 40s? I don't know. Daikaru is going for a 0-1 victory to Torpedo. Edem is going for a 1-3 victory to Torpedo. And Neferthink is Hotspurs for 2-1. Daz, you're done, mate. You're in. You're fully loaded. That leaves me with just Daikaru and Edem. 9 days taking my son and wife to Disney. He's almost 2 years old. Sweet times, Mikey. Sweet times. I hope you have a really, really good holiday, mate. A vacation, as you call it. It may reach 37, says Daikaru. Ooh, bit hot. Right, the next game, and I kid you not, I'm not winding you up. This is for Daikaru and Edem. It's between Leo Victor versus Robin Hood. Leo Victor versus Robin Hood. One all for Edem. For Daikaru, Leo Victor versus Robin Hood. One 0. Robin Hood will get the goal and give it away. 1-0. Robin Hood will... Right, so it's 1-0. So it's a home victory to Leo. Leo Victor is what you've gone for. I had to read that a couple of times. So 1-0 to Leo Victor. And then we go to DC United versus OF Montreal. It's the first time that we've gone to the MLS this season. We will be traveling to the MLS more often, I would have thought, because they've only just started the league up. So it's very early days. So the results are everywhere, up and down at the moment. But it's the game that I've picked. It's DC United versus Montreal. Edem says 2-1. Robin Hood takes from Richard, gives to the poor. I'm aware, Daikaru, but is it going to be an own goal by Maid Marian? Would it have been crossed in by Friar Tuck? 0-2. I've added a 25% tariff. Day. And the last game for your pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, this weekend, the last bonus game is between RB Leipzig versus Borussia Dortmund. RB Leipzig versus Borussia Dortmund. RB Leipzig versus Borussia Dortmund. 2-2. It's a tough one for Daikaru. Right, so we put you in as a 2-2. And then Edem is saying 3-3. Right. So I've got everybody's. I've got all your score lines in, everyone. So at the moment we have, how many players have I predicted so far today? We've had 35 people predict today. Not a bad number to start off with. So 35 people predict today. We've had some returning players who haven't played in a while, who I believe will score points and climb the league quite quickly. And that is Chris Peters and Destiny 5. So well done on returning. Hotspurs has kindly put in a super chat, says, thanks, Jose. Grab yourself an energy drink for footy later. Thanks, Bud, for rolling back, and have a great weekend. It's the pleasure's all mine, Totspurs. I wanted to stop rolling back because then it gives me time to do what I need to do before I go and play football. But because it was just a few of you today, and we've only gone 2 hours because we've been quite quick in doing it today because we haven't had the whole world today, which is quite unfortunate as well. I was able to do it. So thank you very much for that. Johnny says, Paka, have a great weekend. And Jose, thank you. Thank you very much, Johnny. Dekaru, I've had a good week, good health outcomes, and a win against AZ. Dekaru, that's good to hear. Health is absolutely important and number one, mate. So well done. So thank you very much, everyone. I'll be back on Sunday. I'm doing a show. It's Jose and Chang Talk Tottenham. It'll be the second episode. So obviously it rolled on from last Sunday. So we will discuss Bournemouth probably. We will discuss AZ, and we'll discuss Fulham upcoming and anything else that we discuss about Tottenham. But that's on Sunday morning, 9 a.m. GMT, like English time. So last weekend we got a few of the Australians pop in and say hello because we were on at a time that's suitable for them. So hopefully we might be able to do the same again this weekend. I need to thank today the sponsors of the shows. Is Neil became a YouTube member. Jess. So when I say Neil became a YouTube, he re-became. He was already a member before, but he re-did it again. And so did Jess. So thank you very much, Jess. Thank you very much to Dekaru for gifting 5 channel memberships. And thank you very much to Daz for his super chat. I hope you all have a really, really good weekend, a great weekend in whatever you choose to do. I hope your health improves 30%. Even if you're at 100, I hope it all improves 30%, and that you have the drive and the energy to do what you need to do, either yourself, with your family, with your friends, whatever. But have a great weekend, and until I see you next, yeah, it's come on you Spurs, and in the big Ange, I still trust. Take care, everyone. See you later. Goodbye.